Okay, so we are at the final week of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Anyway, it's the final week for me, possibly, if I get it done. We'll see. So here I have is my stitching signatures are all stitched in using the pamphlet stitch. I had, I think, 13 holes. I wanted it to be stitched down nice and securely. So you can see the little bit of blue there, stitch down that seam and then stitch down that one as well, and it's holding it in place. And I haven't showed you this yet. This is my back page. So I wanted to put a piece of old quilt in the background, and then a really pretty embroidery doily here. I do need to iron that. You can see the blue pen underneath, but that will come out when I put some heat on that. And just so I can remember what it was, Roxy Creations by Sarah 2022. And a little bit of embellishing down the bottom. I did want to do a list of the prompts, but that would have taken me a long time to embroider, so I haven't got around to that. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, is show you how I stitch in, not stitch in, glue in my signatures into my book. And then I'm going to just decorate the back and the front cover. And I will show you also my wrap in a minute. I've done a bit of work on it, but I'm not finished on that yet. I'll aim to finish that this week. So just using PVA glue. It's very thick, this glue, this one that I've got. I'm going to put a bit of glue under there, stick that down. String. I'm going to put quite a decent amount. It's really thick, this glue, I think, because it's old, but it seemed to stick well last week, so I'm going to keep using it. I want it to be stuck down really securely, so I'm putting on quite a bit. Just painting it on with an old paintbrush. And my plan is to glue the spine down first, so the cardboard and stitch part first. Let that dry, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to glue down the fabric, the tea towel that I glued over the top. And then I'm going to cover up the front and the back covers. So you'll see all of that in the video today. I might be posting a little bit late. We were planning on posting an intro video to our Christmas project tonight as well. For me, it's tonight. I don't know if it's day or night for you. But we're actually going to do that tomorrow. I'm not ready to do that tonight. Rach, I think, was ready, but I need a little bit more time to work on that tomorrow. All right, so I'm just trying to line it up. And I'm pressing it down just to make sure it's sticking. Looks like it's quite nicely lined up. Just checking. Yep, I think that's good. Now, Rach gave me a good tip. I did say to hold it up in place while the glue dries, which is a good thing, but Rach gave me a good tip, which I didn't think about, was to hold up the book cover, and then I'm going to put my boxes on the sides to hold that up and just leave it in place for a little while until it dries. So let's just move that out of the way to the side for a minute. I'm going to show you my wrap, where I'm up to. So I have done a bit of work on this. I've embroidered my acorn tree, and I really like the way that that's turning out so far. So I couched down some of this silk kind of twine that I've used before, with some of this perlé thread, and I couched it down with this wool thread. So I couched down a bit there. Then I did a branch up there, and I added a little bit of branch there. Then just rough stitching for my leaves with a nice chunky green wool, one that I got from our Crafty Op shop. Then I used the brown perlé again for the acorn caps, and then a darker green wool for the acorns. I wanted them to be different to the leaves. The little nest that I've done here, I'm just trying to see if I've got any. Yes, I do here. So I used some of this tea-dyed cheesecloth. I think we call it cheesecloth here. I'm not sure what you call it overseas. And I just folded it over and then stitched it down with some random stitches, and my little eggs are obviously beads. I'm going to do my bird. It's going to be a blackbird. So I'm thinking of doing that in felt, cutting it out in felt with a little yellow beak. And I need to do my butterfly, which I'll embroider. The leaves come out a little bit further on my original sketch. That will disappear when I put some heat on it. All the little bits of pen will disappear. So I've done, just give you a quick close-up, hopefully in focus. I've done this flower here, just some rough wool stitching. That's actually a variegated thread in the background that I've just couched down. Just some straight stitches to make the little sort of heart shapes around the outside in a navy blue. I've done just little tiny seed kind of like stitches around the edge, alternating the colour between pink and green around the edge. And I've done all French knots in the middle, all done with wools. Most of them are Appleton wools. Most of the wools I've been using are chunky ones, not the thin like this, but the chunkier one. Like, do I have one nearby? Don't think I do. Hang on. Nope. No, I don't have one nearby. Okay, so all chunkier wools, and then just some straight stitching here and just some angled straight stitching. This one I couched the stems as well. So again, the blackbird will go here in the black felt. And then I'm going to put a couple of mushrooms here. And then I need to finish off with my flowers on stems here, which I'm going to embroider in wool again. So most of this I wanted in wool, and I was really liking the jewel tones, which I've used in the little hills down the bottom, and I'm using it throughout as well. So look, front pages fit really well. My back pages I did too big, but it doesn't matter. It's going to get wrapped with my wrap anyway. It doesn't really matter that it's sticking out a bit. I'm just going to show you, it is still drying, but I'm going to show you. So I do want that tree, I do want the tree sitting on the front there like that. I'm even thinking I might trim that down, but we'll see when I'm finished. And then the flower will be on the back. I might need to bend the tree just a little bit around. It's not going to fit, so that's going to be glued on. I might even finish that one tomorrow. We'll see how we go. And then I want to put maybe a couple of buttons, 2 or 3 buttons to secure that. I'm just not sure if I want to overlap it that way or that way. I'll work that out once I've done all the stitching. So the flowers will come around the edge. This flower and the blackbird will be on the back. Okay, so that's going to be my wrap. I do like how that tree's turned out. It's good. Anyway, I will stop the video now while I let my book dry, and I will come back and show you the next steps in a little while. Okay, so I'm back, and I feel like it's not fully dry, but it's dry enough that it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to go on to the next step. I've got my lovely looking quilter's mat underneath. It's actually really old and gross, but anyway, it will protect my wool mat because I don't want to get this glue on it. All right, my nice thick globby glue. I'm going to paint it on again thickly. I'm not worried about getting it right in the crease there. It doesn't matter if I don't put some glue there, because it's going to hold down in place as it is with the places that I'm putting the glue. So the plan is tomorrow when we release our instructions for our Christmas winter journal. Tomorrow I'm going to post a video first. It's going to be volume 2 of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery episode 1. Rachel will make a new playlist for that, which we will share on our Facebook page, and we'll also post it on her YouTube channel, the playlist. I'm going to give the overview of what the project's about, how it's going to work, what your different options are. You do have some options. Again, like with the first project, this is uniquely your project, so you will be able to make some choices that suit you as to which prompts you're going to follow. And I will go through how, you know, we'll keep sort of showing things on our putting things on our YouTube each Wednesday, the videos with the prompts and how we're progressing, and also have the Facebook group running, and we're going to use the same hashtag. We've decided not to change it because it gets confusing and it gets long and complicated, so we're just going to stick with the same hashtag, Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and then you'll be able to post your things and everyone will be able to see them. Okay. Smoothing this down, make sure there's no air bubbles. Okay. A little bit of overlap of the glue there, that's fine because I'm going to cover that up anyway with some fabric in a minute. So I'll just flip it around this way. I'm going to use a box to just lean that up against there so it doesn't fall down onto the glue and get stuck. Let's get you a bit better on screen. And now I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side. Alright, so painting down my glue nice and thick. So anyway, back to the Christmas journal story. So I'm going to post the instructions about everything, give you an overview, make everything as clear as possible in the first episode. And then Rach is going to talk about a little bit more about the journal and also look at pulling things together, what kinds of things you might like to gather. We are not necessarily going with Christmas theme fabrics if we are doing our Christmas journal. Sometimes I might have some Christmassy fabric, and other times I might just be looking to get the feel of Christmas with my fabric selections and my embellishing and things like that. So don't stress if you don't have Christmas fabrics. You don't need to go out and buy them. Obviously, if you want to do traditional Christmas colours, if you just have some fabrics in green and red, then you will suit the Christmas theme. But we're going to add other things in. We're not just going to stick with Christmas colours. I quite like the jewel tones, so adding in some blue, possibly even maybe a bit of pink as well, kind of a red tone pink, just to keep our journals interesting. All right. So that is now glued in place. I don't think that will take too long. So I just can see a cat hair there. Got it. Okay. So that won't take too long to dry. Now what I want to do is I've picked this nice, it's kind of Sanderson style fabric, and I've measured it so that I can glue it down to the inside covers on the front and the back. So I've measured it, hopefully it ends up fitting across that purple part, and that's just going to be my covers. I was going to do something sort of more fancy. You could do some embroidery on it, stuff like that. But I really want to get this done so I can start volume 2. This is volume 1 for me, and Rach has finished her volume 1, and then we will be starting volume 2 next week. And it will be a faster pace if you want to follow along exactly with the prompts. It will be 2 pages a month, but you do have the choice not to do that. So I'll talk about that tomorrow, about what your options are. If you want to go slower and do 1 page a month, that is totally fine. If you want to stretch it out across a year, it's totally fine. It's up to you. I mean, if you're in the Facebook group, you'll see like every single day, just about, well, every day we are absolutely getting new followers. Still every day, quite a lot. And some people are only just discovering the project and are starting from scratch right now, even though we're at the end, and that's fine, because it doesn't matter when people start at all. You can do it at your own pace. So I'm just painting on the glue. Again, it's quite thick. Now this PVA glue, it sticks stuff down really well. I've used this. I haven't made too many journals in my life, but I've made a few, and I've used this to stick fabric down, and that fabric isn't going anywhere. Okay, I'm just going to come across a little bit of the way. I'm not going to go the whole way because I'm not sure how far my fabric's going to stretch. So I'll just cover it a little bit with glue, and then I can add more to the edge if I need it. Now I've picked quite a thick fabric. It's like an upholstery fabric. It's actually very thick, which is good because I don't think you'll see the glue through it. Like if you choose something really thin, you might be able to see the glue, and especially if you choose something white and thin, chances are you'll see it. So it's quite good to have a thicker fabric. All right, so just deciding which one. I think I'm going to add this one to the front and the other one to the back. So just lining it up, and I can go around and add more glue to the edges if I need it. And I actually think I might even add a pocket on the front, and then what I can do is I can write my prompts on like a tag or a journal card and stick it in my pocket. I know a few people have been doing that, which is a good way to keep your prompts so you remember them. Okay, so I'm just painting the glue directly onto the fabric so that I know I'm getting it all the way to the edge. Down that corner a bit better. Yeah, a few little straggly strings, I can cut them off later. All right, so that is the front side. Okay, now there's no glue there, so I can lie my journal pages down. And now let's do the back side. So this is going to be the back. So just my Christmas kits. I should have them ready to show you tomorrow. I've been working on them all week, and a lot last week as well. They're taking a long time. I think I'm going to end up with about maybe 75 to 80. I might even get to 80, and I could possibly make some more, but they are very time consuming to make because I've done some special things, which I'll show you tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'll get some ready tomorrow, and then I'll pop them into my Christmas video, and I'll have them for sale. I don't think I'll sell the whole lot in one batch because that would be a nightmare going to the post office with 75 to 80 packages, and that's assuming that I sell them all, because who knows, you might not even like them. But I might just release them in 3 or 4 batches, and I might do it at different times, release it through my Etsy store. So tomorrow I'll let you know what time the first batch will release, and then I'll put the others up randomly, so it gives people in different time zones a chance to get them if you like them. I hope you like them. I have tried to do 3 different types. The majority are the Christmas type because I'm assuming a lot of people will want to do the Christmas journal. Then I've also made a smaller amount that would be suitable for the winter journal. And then I've got a few in there that are going to be suitable for the Christmas journal, but not just red and green. I will mix in a bit of blue and possibly pink like I'm going to do, and I think Rach might do that as well. We'll add in a few other colours into that pack. So there'll be 3. They're not all going to be 100% the same because I don't have enough of the same thing to repeat it, 50 times or whatever it is for each pack. Some bits will be in every single pack. Some will have something unique in it, hopefully, as long as I've got enough unique stuff, which I'm sure I do. So they'll have some similarities, but there will also be some differences. And I think I said this before, we don't want everyone to do with the journals exactly the same anyway. It's nice to see the variety. So by having some different things in the pack, we'll get a nice mix of journal pages. I also need to send a pack to Rach, which I will do. I will do that this week. And, oh, I've cut that fabric too tall. I'm going to need to trim that down. Let's stick it. Oh, it's just get that placed a bit better. Oh, did I cut? I think I've cut that crooked. Let me just fix that up. Okay. Well, it's a bit crooked across the top, but it's okay. Okay, now just let me do this edge, make sure that it's all... I might have to get some more glue. Let's see how we go. I think I'm going to need some more glue. Okay, let me get some more glue. Back in a sec. one's not as neat as the front cover, but it doesn't matter. Not fully dry. I will trim off the few straggly bits of string like that. Not fully dry, but I think that will do for my video because I will need to let that dry overnight. And what I'm thinking of doing, just seeing if I have something suitable here, doing something like adding maybe a lace pocket, not with that one, I'll find a different one, but adding a lace pocket maybe there, maybe some, you know, thick ones so I can put my prompts in. But I need to find a suitable lace for that. So that might come tomorrow. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for my video tonight. I hope that if you haven't already put your book together, it kind of lets you know what you can do, what your options are. So I'm just cutting the strings off. All right, and then as I get into my Christmas journal stitchery and when I get this done, I'll be adding my wrap as well. So I will show you that, which is something you might like to do later on. Okay, so thanks for stopping by today. Hopefully you got something out of the video, and I will see you tomorrow for our intro to our Volume 2 Christmas Winter Journal. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.